Okay, so I've got the electric intimidator. I'm getting it ready to go. This is my camo tarp. I bungee it here on the luggage rack thing, and I lay it over the front and back when I drive into a deer spot, and it really camouflages it very well. And then I just added a bunch of distilled water, topped off all the batteries, and now she's getting charged up for the weekend. Okay, I got one of them email sales, and I bought a set of early season scent lock. Usually I don't buy the expensive stuff, but this was, like I said, it was one of them promotional sales, and this stuff was like half price. Okay, and finally I broke down and got a new camera for documenting wildlife and for hunting. The prices have come way down. This is like $250, but it's a Canon 50X optical zoom. I've been using this same one for years, which is a good camera. It's a 20X. I've got a lot of great deer videos and such, but it's only 720p. This is old HD tech. All right, I got the electric buggy on, all my gear, the CVA muzzleloader, and we're headed to Kentucky for the first time. All right, now I'm loaded up. I got to mix business with pleasure. We need some supports for one of the bed springs that's broken. Now I'm headed out. Hey guys, Kapper here. What a beautiful day. It's October 19th, 2019, and I'm on the ferry crossing the Ohio River into Kentucky for my first ever sit on our new farm. It's muzzleloader this weekend. What a beautiful day. I got a nice cup of coffee. Can't beat that when you cross the ferry. So it's going to be warm, but the warmth is good for the food plots that are really struggling. Although we still need more rain, but whatever, that's Mother Nature. So I'm going to have some fun tonight. I've been texting some friends already down here that have been out, so should be fun no matter what. So let's have a good time. Hey guys, Kapper here, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me on my first ever sit in our new Kentucky farm in one of the tower blinds for day number 1 on muzzleloader season. But this is the setup I got. I got my tripod. Obviously these tower blinds are a little bit small, but beggars can't be choosers. But I'm going to rag just a little bit on the previous owners, the guys who were leasing this property, but only so that people can learn, especially if you're a new landowner. So you look at these windows and you see I've got them all propped open, very small, like this one here. You know, I use whatever I have available, and I cover more than half of them with extra shirts and t-shirts that I bring for this reason. So when we got this property, all of these windows had been taken out. So if you can envision these guys who were leasing just hunting with all of these windows, no windows in them, wide open, their bright shiny white faces, the deer can see that. They can see as good as you and me. So this property is pretty burned up with hunting pressure. And I'm going to show you the things that I do a little bit to combat it. So anyways, here's my first visitors for the night. It was nice to see some turkeys. And I'm going to tell you, we have a lot of turkeys. So this is a group, I guess it's a group of jakes, but they got pretty decent beards. So I don't know what you'd call these, you know, 1.5 or 2-year-old turkeys. But this property is burned up. The deer are educated to the tower blinds. They're educated to a couple of ladder stands that are like, I mean, the mentality they had was they wanted to see as far as possible. The problem with that is the deer can see at least as good as we can. So here I heard something through the woods, and here was my first 4-legged critter, a little raccoon. And I'm testing out a camera also during this hunt. I just got a Canon As you saw here a minute ago, it's a 50x zoom, and it was like 250 or 260, so it was very reasonable. But on the first weekend it did quite well. I was pretty happy with it, and I plan to do a review on it. But anyways, the property was burned up because every deer that came, I mean, they would instantly look at the deer tower or a particular stand that I was in. So this was the very first deer that I saw on our property, so that's why I'm filming it. And of course it's in one of the struggling food plots, but there's a little bit of grains in there that she was munching on. And this is closer towards dark here, and you see he's looking straight up at the blind. I mean, it's not like I'm moving or anything, but these deer are trained. And speaking of deer pressure, it's not necessarily how often a place is hunted, but how carefully it's hunted. You know, people made comments on the video that I had on Carbon TV where I harvested a buck with my 44 Magnum, and I put black face paint on even while in a deer blind, and some people are like, oh, that's over the top, you don't need that. But I do as many things as possible to mask the fact that I'm in and operating around on a property. And believe me, that's why I see a lot of deer, because I don't get burned a lot. Okay, so I do very strict scent control. I only open the windows an inch or two. I black out the blinds. I wait till after dark to get in and out. You know, there's a lot of things that I do meticulously so that I don't burn up my property. And believe me, you may not believe in it, but just because you don't believe in it, like scent control, doesn't mean that it doesn't work. I have found that it works. I use an ozonics unit. But anyways, that's kind of enough ragging on my philosophy. But this ground needs to be totally changed up. It needs a couple years of much lower hunting pressure. Okay, so back to the first day's hunt. This raccoon here, this was the biggest raccoon I've ever seen when it was on the ground. It looked like a dog. So here's the camera again, and this is, I believe, after sunset already. Now there I enhanced it a little bit, but just prior it was just normal as I took the video. Keep in mind this is on 50x optical zoom, and I'm just holding it steady. It's got, you know, it's got anti-shake function on it, but I don't have it on a tripod or anything. So I'm testing it out. I was pretty pleased with this. So I'm going to wrap up here for day number 1. Stay tuned for day number 2 for some more cool wildlife and stuff. I appreciate everybody being on board. Until next time, Kapper out.